Hey everyone, my name is Jen, and on this Bell Mobility Let's Talk Day, I have decided to start my show. I figured it would be a great day because I'll probably get more people watching. My show is called In Our Heads with Jen, and what I am going to be discussing is mental health. There's really no forum for people to talk about this except behind closed doors, or with their doctors, or maybe a family member or a friend. There's really there's no venue for us to talk about how we feel. We're not freaks, we're not monsters, we're just regular people, and we just want to share our stories. So this day is called Let's Talk, so let's talk. I want to talk about this. So this episode is just going to be me basically talking about myself, why I'm doing this. I'm loving all these hearts popping up on the screen. That's fantastic. And my story. And for people that have known me my whole life, my family and stuff, this might be a little hard to hear. I totally understand that and I respect that. If you can't watch this episode, that's totally okay. I would also like to say that the response that I have had, just have this show In Our Heads, let's talk about this, has been astronomical. I have had people message me through Facebook, through email, through phone calls, like, yes, please, can I please have my story heard? I really want to talk about this. I'm a mother. I have a career, but this is what it's really like for me inside my head. And it's serious shit. And the show is going to be really fun. We're going to have lots of fun with it. I think it needs to be light because we're going to be talking about some pretty heavy stuff, but I think it's really, really necessary, and I'm booked 2 months in advance for interviews already, and I've just launched it right now. So that's saying something huge. I've got people with multiple personality disorders, eating disorders, depression, anxiety is absolutely massive. I myself suffer from borderline personality disorder. I have a couple of other friends that suffer from that as well, and they will be coming on. And I just want to talk to everyone. I want to talk about what it's like having a family member that has a mental illness, because it doesn't just affect that person. It affects everyone around them, everyone in the household, their friends, their employers, just absolutely everything. So here are some of the diseases. There's a lot more, but these are some I want to talk about. This is my Bible. This is my new, I started writing it, my dream book, and then it became In Our Heads with Jen. So anxiety, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, absolutely. Dyslexia. I have a mild form of that. I flip numbers all the time. It's really frustrating. Autism, eating disorders. I'm fascinated with eating disorders. I just want to know so much more about that. Schizophrenia, and just fears that people have, or phobias, severe phobias. Post-traumatic stress disorder, like war veterans, or people that had abusive childhoods. So many things that, depending on where you're at, can affect your mental health and put you in a traumatic state. And without proper care, you're gonna crumble into bits. Postpartum depression and anxiety, I think, is another really big one that needs to be talked about. It's a really big one. And multiple personalities. That's beyond fascinating to me, beyond fascinating. These people, and chronic pain sufferers. That's a huge one. People don't understand, oh yeah, you're in pain, that sucks. But what that does to your head when you can't walk or you can't do things for weeks at a time, it absolutely fucks with your head, and it's not really very cool. It's pretty shitty. So I want people to, obviously I need to print off a YouTube symbol, but this is how you can get a hold of me. I don't know if this looks backwards to you, but it looks backwards to me. Anyways, I am Chiba Hill on Facebook, and on YouTube, my show is called In Our Heads with Jen. And my email is from when I was 18 and is so not awesome. It is tattygirl@yahoo.ca with a U. Okay, so that's how cool I was. Anyways, I want people, tell me your experiences. Tell me, let's talk about this. Like, I want a real dialogue going. I want to know, what's it like for you? I know what it's like for me, and I'm about to get into that, but what's it like for you? Like, that's, yeah, so for me, my first symptoms started when I was about 14, and met a couple of girls that I probably shouldn't have been friends with, and got into drugs really quickly. I was doing cocaine by 15, hanging out with very bad people, scary people, dangerous people, and my mental health absolutely crashed. My dad went to grab my arm one night at the dinner table, and I put my fist through the wall, and I then chased my brother around my house wanting to attack my brother. I have no idea why. I was angry at my brother. I don't know why that happened. And then I lost my virginity at 16, and he wouldn't talk to me after, and I didn't understand that at all. That was really confusing to me. And so I got really drunk, and I ended up walking around, and I ended up at my friend's boyfriend's house, where I went up and they drugged me, raped me, and then threw me in the bathroom, and then would push the door in, like push me out of the way, and just piss with me vomiting and shitting myself on the floor. So that was both of those events were pretty traumatic. I didn't understand why he didn't want to talk to me. I thought if you're physically involved with someone that you cared about each other, kind of thing, which is so silly because I'd only met him that night. But that was my headspace at 16 anyways. So by 18, and my mental health is full-blown at this point, the worst it's ever been. They had put me on lithium. I was on numerous drugs. I remember one place I was with this guy, Dan, and Dan was amazing. He was just this really sweet guy. And I just snapped, and I trashed the whole house. I would run into walls to knock myself out. I would rip huge chunks of my hair out. I remember walking down the road and just kneeling down on the concrete and just started smashing my head off the concrete. And so this was very not a good place for me to be. So by 18 I was self-harming. By 19 I was smoking heroin. And then I met a guy who decided that I should try this IV. So I did that. And that ended up, it was very physically abusive. I remember calling my mom when my brother was living there. And my brother always answered. I never wanted him to know. But he always answered the phone when I would happen to call. And I don't know what that did to him. I think that really hurt him to have to hear me going through that. And I'm sorry, Chris. Sorry for all of that. I was 107 pounds. I'm 6'1" when I left Vancouver. And I went to my mom's house. I ended up getting better and haven't used shit since. I used medical marijuana, absolutely 100%, and that's another thing I want to talk about. But I've been raped by 5 different men. I've had 6 occasions where I've woken up with men's fingers inside of me at, crotch at a friend's house, a party or something like that. And I'm finding this really resonating with the people that have contacted me about this show, is that they pretty much all have been sexually assaulted. Not necessarily penetrated, but fondled. Some have been raped. Some have, this is just it's a huge, huge problem. So I don't know if this show is gonna maybe also be a sexual violence advocate. I would be totally okay with that. I think that's the tits. But there's so many things that need to be talked about, and I know you guys want a voice. I want a voice. That's why I started this fucking thing. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun, and I have all these people lined up. I've got Gemma Stone, who is a psychologist of mine who's on a book tour right now. She's gonna Skype in and do videos. And so I'm being shown right now all the way, like, all of Canada and right down to Hawaii. I've got people watching this. So you can always Skype in. You can, and if you don't want to be seen and just share your story, I can just have the camera turned away from you and just on me, and we can just have dialogue that way. Email me, write me. Again, I'll just put this up, my sweet shitty sign that's probably backwards.
I'll see if it was backwards.
But, oh, and also, I have an amazing person who is on my team. Her name is Sheena.
Hey.
Hey! This girl's amazing. She has set up all of this live streaming business, and like, she's adorable. You'll meet her next week. She's next Wednesday. So my show is going to be every Wednesday. And I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to talk with you guys. I want to know, here, what does it feel like for you? Do you feel shame when you really shouldn't? How do you feel about the misunderstanding and judgment of society that we feel, that we put it on ourselves? People may not even feel that way, but they definitely feel that they are looked down upon when they shouldn't. Where do you turn to? What supports have you found? What have you developed strengths because of it, or do you just constantly feel weaker by it? I know sometimes I do. My mental health the last 6 months, why I've started this, has been absolutely paralyzing. There was almost 3 weeks where I did not leave my house, literally. I didn't even take my dog out to pee. My cousin and a friend of mine would come over and bring me food, try to make me eat. It's just been so bad, and it's just been so bad. I'm like in a prison in my own mind, and I know I should be doing things, and I know I want to be doing things, but I can't make myself do them, and it sucks. And my anxiety, the last 4 months, I wake up instantly. The second my brain is awake, is I'm in an anxiety attack, and I am in an anxiety attack my entire day. So I have to start off with a clonazepam. First thing, generally I vomit because what it is, anxiety works, it's with your sympathetic nervous system, and so that is responsible for your fight or flight response in your body. So when you're in fight or flight, your body reduces adrenaline. Adduces? Did I just say adduces? Produces adrenaline. And so my body is in this constant state of fight or flight, and so that's why I get shakes like this, like where I can't even hold a glass of water, hyperventilating. I can literally see my heart beating like through my chest. I don't even have to, and there's palpitations there. I can't digest anything. I have actually passed lettuce before because it just, like everything just shuts down. And the vomiting is also from my nerves as well. So I have to take pills throughout the day to get through this. And the last 6 months, I think, or what turned me on to doing this, is that I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about it, and in a safe forum. And oh, hey Chris, how's it going? Nice to see ya. Sorry, I haven't been looking at comments. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of on I had no script for this. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just know it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. Some other things I wanted to talk about. Sheena and I, beautiful Sheena here, we were going to be talking about, oh, hey Marie, I love you too, baby. Oh, German! Oh, I love you, Germinator. This is actually Tucker's vet. My dog is right beside me. He is a brilliant veterinarian. If you can't find a vet to trust your dog to, you want to talk to Dr. German. He is one of the most brilliant men I have ever had the pleasure and experience of working with. Absolutely top-notch doctor. So Sheena and I are going to be talking about anxiety attacks versus panic attacks. Because people are like, oh my God, I'm having a panic attack. I'm so stressed out. And it's like, that's not a panic attack. Panic attacks are something completely different. Panic attacks, Sheena experiences this as well. Here, we'll do a little combo here. So, like, when you get one, like, you get, like, numbing?
Yeah.
And stuff like that? Like, where do you go numb?
Like my hands, my feet, I literally cannot feel anything if I touch it. Like nothing at all.
Yeah, like
I'll
you
be,
can stick
walking,
a pin in it.
Yeah, I'll be like walking and like it won't feel like I'm walking. Like it'll just feel like I'm on pins and needles my entire life, and it would just be like nothing.
Yeah.
And then I cry a lot. Like that's
oh yeah,
one
you
of the
can't even
worst
stop.
things.
You
Yeah.
can't even stop. No.
Like it's like to the point where like if anyone talks to you, like it's not gonna go through. Like you can't hear anything.
No.
And then
you were saying last night, and I have the same thing. I can't form sentences.
yeah, like I literally cannot form complete words to
Yeah.
like make anything out. Like if you talk to me, like it'll be complete gibberish. Like you won't understand, and like it's so frustrating because you're just trying to make this one sentence and like you
Just
form-
one fucking sentence.
Yeah, just like this one, and no one will understand what you're saying, and it could be as simple as like I need a hug, and it'll just come out like complete gibberish. Like no one will know what I'm talking about. So
I've even gone to say like someone will say hi, and I'll go to say hi, and I'm like,
there's no words coming out of my mouth. Like
you know, yeah, just totally awkward. Hyperventilating,
that's bad.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I get really dizzy. I get really lightheaded, nauseous.
It's almost to the point where you pass out, right?
Yeah.
And you like most of the time you usually wish you passed out, so like the pain would just like stop.
Just stop.
So you
yeah.
just forget about all of it.
And so yeah, I have to take clonazepam, and that shuts that down. Pardon me, temporarily for me, but it's oh goodness, I've lost this.
We're on the top one.
I know, but I wanna read off to people. Sorry,
That's okay.
I want to read off to people. So I am a borderline personality disorder. Ba-ba-da! How exciting is that? So this is a pervasive pattern of instability of interpersonal relationships, self-image, and effects. Marked impulsivity beginning by early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts as indicated by 5 or more of the following. So I'm just going to read the ones that apply to me. Frantic efforts to avoid real or imagined abandonment. Major abandonment issues going on here. A pattern of unstable and intense interpersonal relationships characterized by alternating between extremes of idealization and devaluation. Yeah. Identity disturbance, marked and persistently unstable self-image or sense of self. Check. Impulsivity, ha! Exclamation point. In at least 2 areas that are potentially self-damaging. Examples. Sex, substance abuse, binge eating, yes. Affective instability due to a marked reactivity of mood. Now I have one of my friends coming on, and she is also a borderline personality, and her big thing, which I don't have problems controlling my rage or my anger. She has a really hard time controlling that. It's a large part of her life, and she's gonna come on and talk about it. She's one of the people coming up. You're gonna love her. She's beautiful. She's fantastic. Affective instability due to a marked reactivity of mood. Intense episode dysphoria, irritability, or anxiety, usually lasting only a few hours or rarely more than a few days. Chronic feeling of emptiness. This is, yeah, that's me. Transient stress-related paranoid ideation or severe dissociative symptoms. I only have those when my depression and anxiety is really bad. Generally, I'm pretty okay with that. Impairments in self-functioning. Markedly impoverished, poorly developed, or unstable self-image, often associated with excessive criticism, chronic feelings of emptiness, dissociative states under stress. Intimacy. There's one for Jen. Bing, 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 bing. Red flag, red flag. Intense, unstable, and conflicted close relationships, marked by mistrust, neediness, and anxious preoccupation with real or imagined abandonment. Boom! Close relationships often viewed in extremes of idealization and devaluation and alternating between over-involvement and withdrawal. I couldn't have said it better myself. That's... Yeah, hey Jen, you're single? No way. Weird. Anyways, Okay, so that's that one. Does anybody have any questions they want to ask me? I want to talk about this. Anyways, so next week we have Sheena on. She's going to be on. And it's going to be fantastic. She's full of weird, hideous shit too. So it's going to be...
True.
It's going to be great. And if there's any way you guys think that I could improve this, or things that you guys want to talk about or you want to hear about, or anything, like please let me know. I'm putting up my stupid shitty sign again. Maybe just hold your camera in the mirror and then you can read it.
I don't know if it's going on backwards.
I hope it's not going on backwards.
I'll check.
Please get a hold of me. If you have any kind of story, if your brother is sick.
Backwards.
If it is backwards?
Yeah.
Fuck. Figures. Like, anyone, someone suffering can really affect you too, right? Like, it's not just about, there's that one commercial, who does depression affect? Everyone. And I even said, the first time I saw a commercial, I said everyone before I'd even said it. I was like, how does it affect you? Every way. And it's totally true. It is backwards. Yeah, fuck you guys.
Is that everyone? Everyone is saying that?
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll do my next line in the mirror. Okay, fine. But anyways, so this is my show. It's called In Our Heads. I'm posting this. I called CJ92 last night, and I'm going to post it to their Facebook page, and hopefully they'll help promote me too. Marie. Hi, Marie. And yeah, and Belmobedia, like Belmobedia? Belmobility.
There you go.
Thank you. Belmobility. Everyone that watches this, please share it and hashtag Belmobility. I want these guys to notice me. I want to know that everything is going on, and it's going to be great. And people are really excited to do this. And I'm going to have some amazingly hilarious, beautiful, wonderful people on this show. And it's going to be really fun to watch. And it's really going to help. It's going to help a lot of people, I think. A lot of us need our voice heard. Belmobedia. Yes, Tim. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Kind sir. I just really want people to get a hold of me any way you can. What did you say, Jason? Oh, it's on. Yeah, I'll see you on Saturday. That's fine. Oh, funny. Oh, way to redeem yourself. Thanks, autocorrect. Okay, everyone. So I'm going to shut this down for the day. This has been great. I've been really enjoying talking to you guys about this and sharing part of my story and why I'm doing this. And please talk to me. Let's make this work. Let's make this a huge deal. You're going to meet Sheena again next week for the first time, for real. And it's going to be amazing. So you don't want to miss an episode every Wednesday in Our Heads with Jen. Let's talk.